Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Simming in Oz and this is Building Hogwarts for my Harry Potter save. Oh, this build has been so long in the making and I was absolutely terrified of making this build because holy Christmas, Hogwarts is not easy in any sense. If you've ever had to make Hogwarts in The Sims or try to do some kind of floor plan for it, you would know that it is insanely hard because not only does this build actually change floor plans and exteriors a little bit through every single movie, it actually looks completely different in the books, apparently according to JK. So the tackling of this project was immense and I sort of just had to wait until I was in the right frame of mind because I knew this was going to be a bugger and a half. So here I am. I started out with the very basics. To give you some information, this build is being built in the 40 by 40 lot in the magical realm. This was a hard line for me because I'm in the middle of a Harry Potter save at the moment and I knew Hogwarts was going to go onto this 40 by 40 lot. Unfortunately for little old me, the 40 by 40 lot is not big. It's not big in any stretch of the imagination. It is actually quite small. And I actually looked and I thought, has anyone actually made Hogwarts in this build lot before? Because surely I wonder how they went with it, because are they struggling as much as I am right now? Because you go in and I put down the Great Hall and as you can see, just the Great Hall takes up about, I'd say about 40%, maybe 35% of the actual land size of this lot. And by that point, I'm like, oh my God, this is going to be absolutely impossible. How am I going to do this? But I thought, nope, just keep going. Basement levels are a thing. Just keep going. You've got like 8 levels to work with. You can surely fit everything in. So here I am. I started with the Great Hall because that is the most iconic bit of any Harry Potter exterior build because it's so memorable. Everyone knows what the Great Hall looks like. We all have memories of childhood. And just watching, that first movie and it coming into view and everything. So here we are. It's built on a diagonal and I was shooting myself in the foot with this one, looking back, because building on diagonals is not fun, especially if you have to attach stairs and walkways and other entries into proper angled lots and buildings. So the Great Hall is on a diagonal, the kitchens underneath it are going to be on a diagonal, and therefore the Hufflepuff common rooms are going to be on a diagonal. So that is my cross to bear. I've done it. I will just have to work with it and see what I can do. But everything on this lot is just me going through and doing a combination of what I can see from the movies, mainly the movies, what I remember from the books, and also a lot of artistic interpretation of how I can actually make this fit within the space that I have. So here I am, I'm building the courtyard. I am chucking as much detail into it as I possibly can. I'm a builder that needs to put a lot of clutter into her builds because the more detailed and more cluttered it is, the more realistic it is in my mind. So here I am, I'm going through and I'm just chucking everything at the wall. But all said and done, by the end of this video, I actually still think Hogwarts is in its most basic state. Like even with the amount of time that I'm putting into this build right now and just all the details I'm putting in, I feel like I'm not even like 30% done with Hogwarts. Like at the end of this build, I have the basic shell and I have, the room layout and all the bridges, all the courtyards. I've got some of the exterior done, but in my mind, I'm saying to myself, okay, when I do each room, I'm going to go back and I'm going to add so much detail and it's going to get even more detailed. I'm going to absolutely fill this lot, which is really unfortunate for me because at the end of this build, my computer was chugging. It was going a little bit slow and a little bit laggy. And I'm like, I haven't even started yet. I haven't even started with the amount of detail I'm going to be plugging into this thing. So here we are, we'll see what happens, but I'm just gonna go forth and persevere. I'm actually loving the way the Great Hall actually turned out. It's big enough that I was actually able to fit the layout of all the tables, all the chairs, everything else into the Great Hall, and I was actually quite pleased with how, spacious it was. So that's really my goal for this kind of things. I like to look up rooms that I'm going to be doing. If I'm going to be doing, say, the greenhouse, which I'm doing right now, I would look up the greenhouse that's from Harry Potter, and I would actually, look at the interior, look at the movie and go, okay, I'm going to try and replicate this as much as I possibly can. If I need to take creative liberties and change it slightly, I certainly can, but the idea is that it's functional at the end of the day. I don't want anyone struggling to use this build. I want it all so accessible and still really easy to use, but still incredibly detailed. Like, you go into some of these big builds where they try and build Hogwarts and everything is just so tiny and cluttered together. So I am drawing a very fine line between cluttered, accessible, and still spacious, all on a 40 by 40 lot. God help me, how am I going to do this? At the time of this recording, I am finished the exterior, which is this video, and I've also furnished the Great Hall and the hallway outside the Great Hall. So I have a bit of confidence in me in that this is all going to work out, but I have not tackled the rest of Hogwarts, and the rest of Hogwarts is really intimidating because there is so much to this build. This is me doing the greenhouses right now, but if I could list out everything I'm actually planning to fit into this Hogwarts build, it's going to be Great Hall, kitchens, Hufflepuff common room, the Ravenclaw common room, the divination classroom up on the very top of the tower. There's going to be a transfiguration and charms classroom, McGonagall's classroom, McGonagall's office, Dumbledore's office, a great entranceway with all the staircases. There's going to be a massive tower with a staircase, hallway with all the portraits in it, obviously the Gryffindor common room and everything. And then we're going to go onto the girls' bathroom, Chamber of Secrets, and then there is also the library, the defense classroom, the defense against the dark arts classroom, the room of requirement, Filch's office, a few bathrooms, a few broom closets, and then down below we have we have Snape's office, we have the potions classroom, we have Snape's storage potions little room that he has, and then we have obviously the Slytherin common room and the greenhouse. And I think that's mostly it. If I'm missing anything, I will try my best to fit it in. The only two things I haven't fit in at this point is the Owlery, where they send off all their mail. I desperately want to try and find a way to fit it in somewhere. I'll try and wait for it towards the end so I can actually have a look and see where I actually have space. And you know what? This build will definitely develop as it goes. Another thing I haven't fitted in is the astronomy tower. So that's just something that was really big. I don't know if it quite had a use, apart from great views and everything, but that thing is so big and I don't know where to put it. Oh, I also was able to fit a cell for Sirius at the top of Hogwarts, and I'm also planning to do the series of test rooms that Harry, Ron and Hermione go through at the beginning of the first movie. So there's going to be not a fluffy room. I can't fit a three-head dog in this build, but I am going to put in a devil's snare room, a chess set room, and a broom room, and a mirror room, and they're all going to be just basement levels, one on top of the other, just because I want to add in so much detail to this build. If there's something that happened to Hogwarts, there's going to be a room about it because I'm going to fit it in. Another thing I'm also going to be doing is definitely the Chamber of Secrets. I'm going to expand on that. I want secret tunnels all through Hogwarts where, you'd slip behind a tapestry and you could find your way from the kitchens to wherever, but we'll see how that goes because I know I am dealing with different levels at the moment and diagonals, so put a pin in that. I'm also really keen to do a little exit out of Hogwarts because, as everyone knows, there is a secret entrance pathway from Hogwarts to Hogsmeade. Now, I've already built Hogsmeade at the time of this recording, and that also has a little secret entrance to Hogwarts tunnels, so I have to build the adjoining secret entrance out of Hogwarts to Hogsmeade. And then, yes, and I've also built Hagrid's hut already, so that's off my list as well, thank goodness, because if I had to find a way to fit Hagrid's hut onto this build, I would have gone insane. So here I am building the Gryffindor common room and the absolute massive tower that holds all the staircases and all the portraits. And EA, I love you so much, but you've got to do better with the circular rooms because I was dying building these things. They are so difficult to work with, and if you want to sort of get bigger as you go up, it just looks so awkward. So here's me just trying to make it work. I'm of the opinion that most of this is going to change in the future. This is very much a get it out there, get it on the lot, get a layout, and if anything needs to change as much as it needs to change, then it can change in the future. This is just me getting down the very basics. And this is me starting the kitchens downstairs. I wanted the kitchens to be directly below the Great Hall because I just like the idea that all the food that magically appears on the table, it's all made in the kitchens underneath the Great Hall by all the elves. And when the elves are finished making dinner, it all just goes whoosh, and that's how it appears on the tables in the Great Hall up above. So we have to obviously recreate the kitchens downstairs. I'm also going to be doing a little bit of creative liberties with the elves. I want to build them just a little mini elves quarters because we never actually see where the elves hang out and live within Hogwarts, and that is so classist. We are not doing that, and it's speciest or something. The elves absolutely deserve their own little area to live, to work, to sleep. They work so hard at that place and they never ask for anything. So yeah, we're giving the elves living quarters. And then we have the common room of Hufflepuff. It is going to be opposite the kitchens because I just remember that the Hufflepuff common room is next to the kitchens. It is a basement level thing, but you know what? Not everything is going to be above ground. The only two ones that are above ground are Ravenclaw and Gryffindor. Slytherin and Hufflepuff are unfortunately delegated to below ground. And this is me starting the extension to I'd like to call this the administration office. So this is where you'll mostly have McGonagall and her classroom and Dumbledore and his office and the transfiguration room and the hospital wing. That's also happening. There's a hospital wing in this with Poppy's office and everything. So this is just me going through and building that. And you'll see I jump around a lot in this video. If I ever find I'm struggling with a certain portion of it, I go, nope, I'm gonna go do something else and come back to this. So you will see me jump around quite a lot. Now this is me building the tower for Charms, Ravenclaw common room, and the divination classroom on the very top. I wasn't sure where I was going to put Ravenclaw common room because I have no idea where it was meant to go. I believe it's a tower, but you know what, we just have to do what we can. I also wanted to fit in a second courtyard. I do have a courtyard at the very beginning of Hogwarts and in front of the Great Hall, but that's not really a common area where all the students can hang out and just, you know, be kids. It's too public. So I wanted to give them a nice grassy area with a tree, like in the movie, and this is just me building up a very, very, very basic courtyard. As you'll see in this video, none of the landscaping is done, none of the rocks are down. This is just very basic, but hopefully in future videos I will expand on all of this and get it looking absolutely fantastic. So you're just seeing the very beginning stages of this, and this is just me very much in a mind state of, oh my god, this looks so weird, but we need to trust the process. So this is the trust the process moment, guys. Another thing I really struggled with in this build is the lighting. As you can see right now, it looks pretty shady over there, and it's actually mid-afternoon in the magical realm, and that's one of the things I really struggled with, in that it always looks like it's nighttime, which is okay. I can probably work with it, but it's so dark. So I have to like add a lot of candles and lighting. Like there's no electricity at Hogwarts, so it has to all be candles, and candles themselves aren't that great a light source within The Sims 4, so it's like gonna be a million candles in this build, but looking forward to it. We do what we can, we try. Another thing I'm definitely going to do is, because this build was placed on the 40 by 40 magical realm lot, it's actually automatically classed as magical HQ within The Sims 4. I can't change that to a high school or anything like that, unfortunately. Like, yes, I would like all the magical people to come and converge here, but also it's a school and we do have functional schools within The Sims 4. So what I'm going to do, weeks and weeks down the line, when this Hogwarts is finally done, I'm going to take it slow, and because I find I do my best building when I'm actually inspired. If I try and crank out entire Hogwarts within one video, it's going to end up not great looking, so I just do it in little clusters. So what I'm going to do is, once Hogwarts is finally done, it's all detailed, it's all ready to go, it's all furnished and functional, that's very important, I'm going to actually save a copy to the gallery. I might go back and stick it on a 64 by 64 lot and just completely revamp the layout. Not so much, but just give it a lot more ground to work with. That way I can fit in just, you know, maybe the Quidditch pitch field and the owlery and maybe the astronomy tower in somewhere, and that way I actually can have a really cool Hogwarts that's big and spacious and really fun. But for now I'm just doing the conservative Hogwarts that's not very spacious. And so what I'll do is I'll actually stick it on a 60 by 64 lot, revamp it, save it to the gallery as a high school. And I'm hoping I can make it functional for everybody. You'll just have to leave that with me, because it would be so cool to have that be functional. Here I am building the, I believe, administration building still. So this is McGonagall's office and everything. You can't tell right now, you probably have no idea which room I'm talking about, but this is just me going through. I'm building her classroom right now, and then her office is actually above her classroom, and then her office is actually opposite the entrance to Albus's office. So Albus's office is going to be a bit of an adventure. You can only get up to it by going up a rounded staircase, which we don't have in The Sims. Thank you, EA. So it's going to be a ladder, and then you get up there and that's his office. So at the moment, that's a work in progress. And within this wing, there is the hospital wing, which I'm so looking forward to. I'm going to give Poppy an office. I'm going to make Poppy. At the time of this recording, I have made a few teachers, though I haven't published them yet. So you've got Snape, McGonagall and Albus to look forward to, because I've made them. I'm also really keen to make all the teachers, so Sprout, Flitwick, and everyone I possibly can. And then I'm really excited to make all the Defense Against the Dark Arts professors in another video. So we're talking Quirrell, we're talking Mad-Eye Moody, we're talking, well, Remus Lupin's going to be his own thing, obviously, so he won't quite be in that video. But oh my god, Umbridge. I get to make Umbridge and I'm so excited about it. She's going to be awful. But yeah, and oh my god, I get to make Gilderoy Lockhart. Oh my god, that's going to be so fun. So yes, I have to make all of the Defense Against the Dark Arts teachers because I need to bulk up this lot with just people. And then I'm going to have to go in and I'm going to have to make all the children. They are classed as children within this Harry Potter save. They're not teenagers yet because teenagers just look like adults within The Sims 4, so I wasn't happy with that. So they are children, but they can still visit and everything, and it's going to be very fun. This is just me building the entrance to the Chamber of Secrets. Obviously, you could probably sort of recognize that this is the girls' bathroom. It looks just a basic shell at the moment. It looks like nothing, but it is actually the entrance to the Chamber of Secrets. This place has one big bathroom. That's the girls' bathroom. And I will put other bathrooms in, but none so detailed as this special one. And what I'm doing is I'm going through and I am adding staircases, lighting, wallpaper, just to get the basics down and just to remind myself what exactly everything is. I love this staircase that I'm building right now. Like, I wasn't sure how I was going to build the grand staircase, and it just turned out so great. I love it. It goes all the way down to the dungeons. I think it goes down like 4 floors. So administration, dungeons. And I'm really looking forward to making the dungeons, Snape's office, the potions classroom, and the Slytherin common room, because the Slytherin common room is backed onto the lake in the movies and the books. So outside their windows, it's all water, and I'm going to incorporate that into the build. If you look outside the Slytherin common room's windows, you are just going to see water, and it's going to be so fun. I'm going to try and make the water green. Leave it with me. I'll see what I can do, but it's going to be very authentic. However, you are not going to get a lake in this build. There's going to be water outside the Slytherin common rooms, but I'm not fitting a lake in this thing. There's no room. So yeah, you're just going to have to live with that. I'm so sorry. I tried my best, but sacrifices had to be made. I have not started on the Chamber of Secrets either. The Chamber of Secrets is an ongoing process, and I'm determined to get that right. So everything, literally everything is going to be upgraded. This is just the basics. This is just not very good building, if I'm being honest, but it's going to look a lot better once everything is finished. Here I am, I'm building the dungeons. I'm not sure if I want to give them bathrooms down here or classrooms. There's certain classrooms that are just classrooms, and I don't quite know what to do with them. I feel like in Harry Potter stories and everything, there's always just abandoned classrooms everywhere. I'm also having a little bit of trouble finding a place to put a convenient room of requirement, because it needs to be really big and full of stuff. Obviously, it's going to have all of the lost things. It's going to be that iteration of that room, but I'm not sure where to put it yet. It's probably going to be in the basement, if I'm being honest, because that's where I have the most space to work with. But put a pin in it, come back later. If this video has been out for like 6 months, you obviously can just go ahead and watch the next few videos and see what I do. But for now, if you're watching this when it's just been published, I'm so sorry, you've got to wait. You do have to wait. So if you would like to come along, just remember to like and subscribe if you'd like, and come along this journey with us. In the meantime, if you do want to watch some other content of mine, I am in the middle of a Harry Potter save. I've just finished Godric's Hollow. I've just finished Diagon Alley, Hagrid's hut and everything. I've finished the Burrow, which I'm super proud of, and Hogsmeade Station with the Hogwarts Express. So if you do want to go and watch those, feel free to. They are really fun, and I had a lot of fun making them as well. Another thing I do is I do a lot of character building, so I like to interspeed all of my Hogwarts and Sims 4 builds with character creations. I'm really impressed with how I went with creating McGonagall, Snape, and Albus. That video isn't out yet at the time of this recording, but I'm like, oh my god, I impressed myself. They actually look quite like the actors, so that's a promise that I hope I live up to. But yeah, this is just me going through and putting the finishing touches. Floor plans are not my strong suit. You'll have to forgive me, so I did the best I could. This right here was a fun moment because I was thinking, what can I put on this roof? I don't want to just have it as a roof, so it actually ended up as Sirius Black's cell from Prisoner of Azkaban. He's in a cell on the rooftop and they come and rescue him on a hippogriff, and it's just so fun. And I was like, oh my god, I have to make like a little prison cell because of course a school has a jail, of course it does. And here I am just going through and trying to get it all correct. I'm going to see if I can fit in a dueling hall somewhere. Like I know in the movies, I believe, Chamber of Secrets, they did have a dueling club. So I think I need to bring that back, and there is an actual dueling thing that you can put in from Realm of Magic, so I'm going to have to find a way to do that. I do have some space outside the Defense Against the Dark Arts professor's office on the rooftop, but I don't know if I want it to be an indoor thing. We'll have to have a look. It might just, because it's a circular thing, it's not a long thing from the movies, it's going to have to be a really big room, probably double story, and maybe spectators seats and everything. I reckon that would be really fun. But we'll see. It has to still be functional for all the spellcasters, so it has to have the cauldrons and the books and everything. I'm looking forward to the library and the restricted section. That's going to be fun. Unfortunately, after looking at all the kids' outfits and everything, I didn't find anything that I was satisfied with for a school uniform. Same thing with all the teachers. I'm finding that Sims 4 does not give you options on long, flowy garments because they don't really do well with long, flowy garments. So finding something that's magical in fashion wear is really hard. Like Snape, oh my god, poor Snape. I probably spent about 20 minutes combing through the Harry Potter catalogue just to find him something to wear. Same with Albus, same with McGonagall. I had to take some creative liberties with those ones, but man, even just all the characters, it's like if they're not in flowy robes, it's actually a relief because, oh my god, thank you. So I won't have to struggle to find you something to wear. But yes, I feel like I'm not a CC creator. I don't like to use custom content. I would rather build something from the ground up that's authentic that anyone from the gallery can download. I do have most of the packs, so I'm so sorry, but that's my only compromise. I don't do CC, but you do have to have most of the packs to download my builds. I'm so sorry. But I draw the line at getting custom content for specific things like clothing and everything. I think it's an amazing feature. I love custom content, but not when I'm trying to create something that's really authentic looking in The Sims. And it's just, I don't know, it doesn't feel right to me. Like, I would love to go back and get some witches hats because we do not have any kind of witches hats within the Sims 4. Like, we have some really weird, maybe Christmas things, but that's nowhere near the kind of style that McGonagall's not going to walk around with a Christmas beanie on her head. Are you kidding me? So this right here is actually the library. And I'm hoping it's going to be big enough. Like the library in Harry Potter, I assume, is very, very, very big. But for the purposes of The Sims 4, it's just going to have to be that size. And then above the library, I actually have the Defense Against the Dark Arts classroom. And then above that, the Defense Teacher's office. So that's what's happening there. I've got spare rooms everywhere that I might fill with stuff. Haven't decided on what they're going to be yet. This is just me still struggling with lighting because it is so dark. I have to remember in future builds that this lot is incredibly dark. I have to put lights in as soon as possible so everyone can actually see what I'm doing. But that is essentially it for this build. Thank you so much for coming along. As I've said, this is just the start. I'm not even like 30% into this build. I have hours to go. This build probably took me about 10 hours to build the shell, and that's just because I was stopping so much just to look at reference photos because I wanted it to be perfect, but at a certain point I just had to go with it. So thank you so much for coming along. There will be more. This build is going to be ongoing. There's going to be more Hogwarts builds. It'll be part 1, part 2, part 3. I'm going to just go in and start with the exteriors. At this time I've already done the Great Hall, and then I'm going to do some other stuff next. So look forward to that. But thank you so much for coming along. I really appreciate it. If you'd like to come on the journey with us, you know what to do. I'm not going to say it a million times, but thank you so much. I love Harry Potter and I hope you do too. And this is just a love letter to that. So thank you so much. Bye-bye.